Hey, you two quiet down. Crazy Hand, do you have to be such a jerk all the time? But we're filming! Anyway, what's up folks? It's Master Hand here. Our mom and girlfriend are playing on the Nintendo Wii, so you'll have to excuse a little background noise. Anyway, we're here to talk about Super C for the NES. Now, if you're familiar with the game Contra, it's pretty much the same thing, and if you're not, it's very easy to find that information. So we're not exactly going to go over the exact details of the gameplay, but we will be going over the differences and how we feel this is a better game and deserves a little more credit than its predecessor, even though it doesn't get it. Now, one of the differences is the fireball weapon, which in Contra did that, and in this one, it does something a bit more explosive. And if you hold the fire weapon for a second or two before releasing, it does something even more powerful and explosive. It's quite an effective weapon. In fact, it's arguably more powerful than the laser. Now, in addition to all that, it has the biggest range on the overhead maps, which brings us to our next point. In an attempt to change up the gameplay, they added in a couple overhead maps and some sort of shaky earthquake zone where the floor can drop from under you. Okay, so they could have put a better effort in innovation. But at least they did something to change up the action and keep the player interested. Now, one common complaint about this game is that it uses less of the barrier. To them I say, fuck them! Real players don't need no barriers. If you're good, you don't need it, and the Crazy Hand is good. Crazy Hand, how many times have I got to tell you to stop trash-talking the audience? Hey, I'll do it if I want to! Anyway, he does have a point, but so do the people he's trash-talking. The barrier is so rare in this game and lasts for an even shorter period of time in the previous game, so it may as well just not even be in there. Now, for some reason, you have to fight a bunch of retarded people in level 4. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, check this out. But check these guys out. Now, I understood the dudes in level 1 that try to run into you, but these guys run up to you and spread their arms? What the fuck kind of moron attacks like that? I mean, just look at them, they're all Now, those weird-looking guys attacking you are one thing, but then there's those damn bubbles, and they're a much bigger threat than those retards, as Crazy Hand calls them. Now, you don't want to use the fireball gun to attack the bubbles, or, yeah, that happens. You'll want to get the spread gun, which comes to you at this point in the level. Trust me, take it. You'll regret it if you don't. Like the first Contra, as you go later into the game, it becomes more alien-like in appearance, though that still doesn't quite explain the name of level 6, as it's called Jagger Freud's Fruit of the Doom Defense Line. Yes, you heard correctly. Now you're all probably expecting us to make some underpants Freudian nightmare type joke. Well, too bad! It ain't happening. On a much more serious note, there's nothing particularly noteworthy other than that until level 8, where you have things spitting fast bullets at you, and this area, which is very infamous for being pure hell, but if you have the fireball gun, yeah, you can just do what you see right there. And then there's an ending, which we mentioned in a previous review, that sucks, which is the only bad thing about this game. So for some reason, right before the ending, it seems you can float on the air. Now, it's worth noting that this game is infamous for being quite a bit harder than the original Contra. Although, there's some who argue the original is better, so try it for yourself and see. You may be asking yourself, well, why do we think it's so much better if it's so similar? Well, we do feel the few innovations that were put in place make the game a little bit deeper and change things up better, make it a nicer game to play. However, it is our opinion, and it's worth noting that both games are classics. So, there's no knocking one or the other. And any gamer who truly wants to get a feel for the NES era should try both of these, not one or the other. So, this is Master Hand, and don't forget me, and Crazy Hand, who's being too lazy to get into the shot, and I guess we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.